So we learned about variables and type definitions like strings, number, tuples, enums, etc. The objective wasn't to memorize them, but to understand how clear type definitions make our applications predictable and scalable. In real projects, especially modern MERN applications, data consistency is everything. If an API sends the wrong type, if a function receives the wrong structure, you don't just get bugs, you get the entire features breaking silently. TypeScript exists to prevent exactly these problems. Now let's move to the next set of TypeScript concepts. Think about the websites and apps you use every day. Each one is like a movie being produced. And TypeScript, it acts like the pre-production team, making sure everything is clearly defined, well structured, and predictable before the real shooting begins. Let's explore these concepts through the lens of a film studio production. So let's look at interfaces. So what are interfaces? Interfaces you can imagine like character blueprints. Before filming begins, the writing team creates character sheets. A character sheet defines their name, their age, their traits, and what they can do. This is exactly what interfaces do. They define the shape of an object must have. So let's look at what an interface is. So let me just write an interface. Let's say for a particular character. Now this particular character will have a name which is of type string. This character will have an age which is of type number. And let's say we'll add another function speak which won't return anything. So it's of type void. Now let's create a hero which is of type character is equal to, let's give him a name. Uh, we'll say Arav. His age will be 28. And in the speak function, let's say he will console.log, he will say for justice. Yeah. So over here, what I've done is I've defined a hero of type interface character. So here my interface, I define these fields that a particular character should have. So that is name, age, and the speak function. So over here, my hero named Arav is of age 28 and he will speak this dialogue. So like for justice. So this is typically how we define interfaces. So just like any actor playing the hero must follow the character sheet, any object assigned to the character must follow the interface pattern. But in movies, everything is a character. Sometimes you need to describe things that are not roles like camera rigs, special effects packages, shooting days, or even moods. So that will bring us to the next concept. So do you have any questions regarding interfaces?
So Nandan, let's say an API call brings back an object that doesn't exist in the code. Then how does TypeScript handle such kind of challenges?
That's not defined in the interface, you're saying.
Yes, yes.
So see, if it is not defined in the interface, then what we can do is we can actually type check it. So interface is like these fields should be there in that particular object. So let's say there is you are missing some field, then it will throw that error saying like, let's say now this particular character didn't have a name over here. So then TypeScript, once I compile this, it will throw an error saying name is required for this particular hero, since we have defined all these fields for that particular character interface. Yeah. So let's move ahead. Let's look at the next concept, that is type aliases. So what are type aliases? Type aliases are labels for anything the production needs. So let's say it's a camera rig, special effects packages, shooting days, or even moods. Those can be defined using type aliases. So even more examples are like a shorthand for day and night shoot, a union for all special effect categories, a combination of multiple properties. Interfaces can only define objects. Types can define anything. So let's say I want to define my shoot time. So that is either day or night. So I will define it like type shoot time, and that will be either day or it will be night. Let's say I also have my genre. So I'll define my genre over here. So that is, let's say, either action or drama or comedy. Yeah, we can use this. Let's say I also want to define my budget for the film. So let's define the budget, and budget will be a number. So I define this. Let's also define, let's say, the scene type. So now I want to decide like what the scene is, whether it's to be shot in the day or it's to be shot in the night. So let me define the scene type also. So this will be of type shoot time. So this will be of type shoot time. Let's say it will be shot in the night. So let's use this night. Let's define my movie genre now. So let movie genre will be action. Yeah. And my movie budget, let's say, is this. Yeah. So this is typically how we define types. So types, like I've defined a shoot time, it will be only of these two types. Either it is day or night. And when I define my scene type variable, I extend this shoot time type, and I define what type it is. So either it is night or daytime. I define my movie genre, that is action, and my movie budget. So type analysis allow production team to define categories, rules, and naming shortcuts for anything that appears in the filmmaking progress.
Let's say the backend API changes a field day from day to night to a
Hmm.
timestamp. How does this type alias warn us early then?
Let's okay, the shoot time it changes from day to night.
Yes.
So it will actually handle because our shoot time, we have defined it to be either day or night. So here it won't throw an error. But let's say the API gives you some other, let's say it returns afternoon. So then it will throw an error because in my shoot time, I've defined just two strings, that is day or night. I've not defined other like afternoon, dawn. I've not defined those strings over here. So in those cases, if the API does return any other shoot time, then it will throw an error. So it will expect only these two. Either it should be a day or night. This thing shoot time.
So, in what conditions is it ideal to use type aliases?
See, when we expect the response from the API to be of certain type. So let's say the genre, I want it to be of a certain type of string. So in those cases, it is best to use genre so that any other types are not expected in the application. So when we know that those particular types will be of a fixed type, let's say even budget. So budget, I know that it is of type number, but let's say the API returns me a string. So that time I want to throw an error saying that I want a number for a budget. So in those cases, it is best to use a type.